Hey there guys, it's Omrecker, and here's some more Battlefield 4 footage on the PlayStation 4. As I mentioned in my last video, I've been spending some time with it. It is the AAA title I decided to get on the PlayStation 4, and it is really, really fun. Very, very impressed with the performance, the graphics. I do, again, realize that it's a game that runs at 1600 by 900, or what Sony and EA are calling 900p. But regardless, it still looks great. It runs really, really great, and definitely a huge step up from the other console versions, specifically the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Pretty much, in my opinion, it's on par with ultra settings on my PC, and that's quite a feat. Of course, it would be nice to see 1080p graphics, but honestly, I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference side by side. You guys will have to let me know if you think you can, but I even sometimes stream at 1600 by 900 on my PC, and or even record at 1600 by 900. For example, my Hearthstone series is all recorded at 1600 by 900, and nobody seems to notice, so really enjoying, though, the gameplay in this. Even as I continue to play it, even though I'm not the best when it comes to playing with the controller, I still do really well, in my opinion. I usually take the top few spots, and one thing I do enjoy most of all with the PlayStation 4 version is the vehicle control. It's not strictly limited to mouse and keyboard, especially when it comes to air combat, which you're going to see some in a bit here. Not quite with jets, but with helicopters I've actually got a decent amount here, and it's not something I've really touched on too much, even on the PC version, but controls feel really, really good when you're using vehicles, and and also the other game modes I've gotten to play a bit as well on here, and also equally as fun as on the PC version. And as mentioned in that last video, the next-gen versions, both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, support 64 players, which is a huge step up in terms of player support. It's not something that you see that all that often. Also, thanks to the guys who mentioned MAG in my last video. Yes, I totally forgot that MAG had a huge player count when it came to the servers, but 64 with a AAA FPS like this is pretty drastic improvement over 32, and that's specifically what I've seen for the Conquest modes and Conquest Large. Those are the servers that you'll find that actually have that. I'm trying to remember the name of the mode here that you're seeing right now with capturing a bomb, but it's actually really fun. It's kind of like a capture the flag mode, except you have to sit there and guard the post. You'll have lots of back and forth action typically, and one side has to destroy 3 targets in order to actually end the map. So it just a lot of intense action over that bomb, given that the side that doesn't have the bomb can always see, or even not even the side that always has it, both sides can always see where the bomb is, and if it's being carried by a friendly or an enemy. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that mode lately. And trying to think if there's anything I haven't seen yet. I've done some of the destruction modes. They all work exactly as they do on PC. Look just as good. And trying to see what else have I not tried yet. I haven't really flown in the jets all that much, but I'd imagine that that experience is pretty much the same. AC-130 I haven't seen yet in the PC, but again, I highly doubt that there's anything different there. But yeah, it's like I said in my last video, it's definitely such a big bump up that I'm willing to call this a next-gen console. I know there's been some debates, as in like, oh well, consoles can't do 1080p, reliably. Then how are you going to call it next-gen? Well, given the fact that most developers with FPS games, you were lucky if you were getting the 720p at 60 FPS. Very, very few games did that. So being able to, declare 900p, and, potentially in the future, you'll have 1080p games on these next-gen consoles. I mean, it's definitely a step up, and yeah, there's a whole 4K debate. But you know what? It takes a very, very long time for new releases to, or not new releases, but for technology to really get into the home and change things up. Think about it. HD came out with the Xbox One launch. How many games did you see back then that were really pushing high-resolution HD graphics? Very, very few. Most games on the Xbox One were running at pretty low resolutions, and even though, there was certainly hardware out there that might have been able to push 1080p, in some games at lower frame rates. The Xbox 360 still came out mainly focusing on 720p, even though TVs at the time were 1080p. So I really don't think 4K is going to be saturating, you know, homes anytime soon. Maybe, you know, 5, 8, maybe even 10 years from now, we'll start to see, you know, the 4K TVs start to saturate, and maybe even new technology that'll kind of warrant a next-gen console. But I have a feeling that this is going to be it. Like for, you know, for this cycle, probably for a good 5 to maybe even 8+ years. This will, you know, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are the consoles that are here to stay, and typically, as we see in these development cycles, the you know, the next-gen consoles, the developers, as they get used to the hardware and developing for it, they're able to squeeze more power out of it. So I'm sure there's big things to come, but as is right now, I mean, I find it, you know, absolutely mind-blowing that there's people that, you know, do want to try to argue that this isn't a big enough step up. I mean, play Battlefield 4 on the PlayStation 4 and then compare it to the PS3 version. Or play Battlefield 4 on the PS4 and compare it to a PC version. I mean, I don't know. I just feel that people want to argue just to argue, but I really like it. I think that this is a great title to pick up for the PlayStation 4. Certainly willing to call it next gen, and you guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments, but there's just a little bit of footage left here, guys, so I'm going to let this thing roll out, and you guys can continue to watch me you know, rip up people with the chopper. There's also a really entertaining death scene on the way. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to share this video with your friends if they're on the fence when it comes to the PlayStation 4 or even Xbox One, why not, and Battlefield 4. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe button and you've enjoyed this content, please do consider doing so. It'll allow you to be notified anytime I upload footage of games, both on the PC side and right now PlayStation 4. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the Xbox One yet. We'll see. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see all of you next time.
Enemy soldier east of your current position. Hostiles have taken the bomb. The bomb is dropped. We must get it. There appears to be a hostile machine gunner operating south.